I'm working on my herbs for my garden and thought I'd share with you guys my process for transplanting chives. Now, when you're working with delicate herbs like this and small ones like chives, you don't usually want to transplant if you don't have to, but I am, and sometimes you need to, and so I'll show you how to do that. Now, I started these chives, as you can see, in these Jiffy pods. And I've never done that before, so we'll see how it goes transplanting. And they grew well in here, and now I could just plant this pod whole like this, but you can see I've got a couple bunches of chives growing in there. So what I can do is actually split this pod open, just being very mindful and delicate with the roots, and separate those, and then I can space these out and fill this whole container with chives instead of just having clumps. So you can see I've kind of done that over here. I've separated a couple pods already and planted the chives as such. So I'll show you what I do. The pod can be a little tough to rip through, but you're just going to slowly rip through it and just kind of separate roots. You want to do your best not to rip any roots if you can help it. And you can do one of two things here. Now you can completely separate it, or you could just plant it down right like that. I find it to be a little easier to separate it completely. And now you could even go one step further with these chives, and I could split this up even more. You just want to kind of base it on how the roots are interconnected. If it comes apart easy, feel free to do that, but a lot of times you don't want to do it. You're not going to want to separate this per blade of chives, trust me, and then plant per blade. You do want to have like little bunches of the chives. And then just like with anything else, just create a little hole, just like planting anything else, I should say, and fit it in there, press it down lightly so it stays. And then you've got your little clump of chives. We'll do another one right here. But basically all we're doing is splitting that Jiffy pod up a little bit. I've got some extra dirt over here that I'll pour in. And so we're breaking up that Jiffy pod, separating those chives, and then just planting the smaller pieces of them. And then my hope is that over time this whole container will fill up with chives. So I've got, 6 or 7 more of these pods I'm going to keep working on, and I'm going to follow that same process that I just did. So you can see like these ones, especially these pods, are very full of chives. And so I will separate these. This one, on the other hand, there's not a lot in there. And so to separate it might be a little futile, but we'll see. But these ones for sure, you can see there are chives growing out of the side. Probably don't need that. A lot of people will tell you, don't do this, don't break the roots. And you definitely don't want to if you can help it. But you can see I'm really doing minimal breaking. If anything, the roots are kind of pulling apart there. The roots on the bottom, I'm trying my best not to mess with those. And I just rip the fabric down. If you want, you can peel it off completely. But a lot of times the roots, what you don't want to do is pull the roots off when you do that. You can see how I was able to just slowly shimmy it off and the roots came right out. A lot of times if you're not delicate, the roots will rip right off. And you also want to go kind of against the grain, so go the opposite way of the roots, so it will, you can see that one there is in the fabric. We'll see if I can, that's what you don't want to have happen. I always seem to show you what not to do. Learn from me. Don't pull the roots off like that. But man, it smells like onions in here. It smells like chives. These babies, they smell good. They're potent. I almost always have had herbs in my garden. I always do herbs, but I usually just have a part in my garden where I have them. my family's moved into a new house this year, and so the gardening setup's quite a bit different. I don't have a location that gets a lot of great sun, and we also have a really nice back patio that I want to take advantage of. So I'm doing planters like this of herbs, thinking that I won't have to walk down and out to my garden to get them. I can just go out to the back porch. We'll see how that plays out this summer. So this one, I don't know what the heck I was doing. I was trying to do these like, you know, 2 and 2. And this one I just totally went out of order. So I will plant another one right here. Another way you can do this is just take 2 fingers, 1 finger if you have big fingers like me, and just kind of, pack it down, make a hole. You could drop this right in like that. And I'll go ahead and do that with this one just so you can see what that's like. And that's actually, that's such an easier way to plant. You can see with these guys here that came out of the pod. I'll go ahead and just move these because they're struggling to stand up on their own. So the seed starting pod, adds a lot of support as well. So keep that in mind if you separate them. You're going to want to put them down a little bit deeper, not too deep to where it's going to kill or suffocate your plant, but a little bit deeper just so the dirt can support your chives until the roots take place. In my soil, this is just a mixture of soil, perlite. There's some manure in there, or some composting manure, and worm castings as well. I also, as I plant, I use some mycorrhizal inoculant, mycorrhizal fungi, whatever you want to call it. And it helps with a lot of things. But mainly it's just fungi, think of mushrooms, that help with root development. They help with nutrient uptake. They help with things like water retention. And so it helps with a lot of different things when it comes to helping your plants take root. So this one, I'm going to show you another way to do this. But when you open it, you can just kind of spread it out, unroll it kind of. And then you've got kind of this flatter piece, and you can just take it and plant it like that. And then you almost have like this nice row of chives. It's a little longer than what I have room for, so I'm going to pull this little piece off. And then, again, I'll just do the 2 fingers. You can see the roots coming out the bottom look real nice there. Do my 2 fingers, and I'll drop it in. And then I just gently push down around it. So I did basil earlier this morning. Yesterday I did some thyme. What else do I have to do here? That can't be all the herbs I got. Oh my God, I planted some others. I planted some sage and something else that just didn't take. The seeds did not root like I wanted them to. And they didn't grow at all, actually. So that was kind of a bummer. But I need to get some more herbs, you guys. What do you recommend? What's your favorite herb? I love rosemary, and those are easy to grow. When I lived in California, we had rosemary bushes, Arizona too, for that matter. But the bushes, I didn't know rosemary grew so big, and they use it for ornamentals and things like that as well. It grows so big, and it's a really nice, big, hardy plant. So rosemary is one that I would like to get. Oregano, obviously. Parsley, I'm not a big fan of personally. I don't like parsley. But what else should I get, you guys? What other herbs am I missing here in my garden? Tell me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I'm doing more gardening content along with my cannabis and mushroom grows, just because I have a pretty diverse garden and like to grow a lot of other things other than cannabis and mushrooms. So along with those, I'm going to be showing you things like my chives, my basil, my tomatoes, my peppers, my green peas, my green beans, squash, and then, God, not to name the flowers, the bachelor buttons, the zinnias, the marigolds, the petunias, nasturtium, the columbine. Uh, I could go on, but I have a lot to share, a lot to show in terms of gardening as well. So if you like that content, give this a thumbs up. Be sure to let me know what else you'd like to see, and share this video with your friends. Leave comments. I read all of them. I try to get back to everybody right away. And then lastly, what else am I supposed to say? Oh yeah, subscribe to my channel if you're liking my content. Be sure to follow along so you stay updated with new videos that I'm posting. Thanks so much, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good day.